Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Countess speaking.
Do you guys like my new dress? Dresses fit me like a glove. Life is a cabaret. No, girlfriend. I got this.
Wow. JOVANI indeed. Casey Wilson here. I want to thank Mark Jackson and Jennifer Lee Jackson for whipping up that amazing JOVANI soundscape on such short notice. But I told Jenny, look, I'm on vacation as well. You know, Danielle and I have taken off a month, but when a crisis breaks out, you have to leave vacation and get on the ground, much like Christiane Amanpour would do, much like Brian Williams would do, and then, pretend he was other places that he wasn't. We have to enter battle. And after last night's episode of New York, I could no longer sit on the sidelines. I had to start fighting, and I had to get a word to you guys. This is very off the cuff, but I felt that, that soundscape would be important for you to hear. So thank you, Jenny and Mark. They also were responsible for the opening number we did in Philly, which for those of you who were not at the shows, my nanny, Jennifer, made amazing Velcro tearaway costumes for us so that we could rip off a million outfits. Breakaway costumes, much like Sonia's red dress was apparently a breakaway dress in Lou's cabaret. Guys, life is indeed a cabaret. And how many times was Luann going to say it when she grabbed her purse and said, guys, life is a cabaret? So good. I love how many times she's saying it. This was an insane episode. It was so amazing. What was happening with Dorinda and JOVANI? What was happening, I'll tell you, is the most amazing confluence and trigger point. And it was like JOVANI seeing Luann in those outfits, Dorinda screaming JOVANI. It just symbolized so much. I feel like it was a scream from her soul. The way she was heckling her friend and clapping and smiling while yelling JOVANI was so amazing. I actually want to play a little clip, and look, have I recorded this off my television in the middle of the day while my children are waiting for me to take them to dinner? Yes, I have, but I actually think the quality is quite good. But the main thing I want you to listen for is, of course, we'll hear Dorinda heckling. But then comes Luann in the most absurd testimonial I've ever seen her do. I'm proud that she was emboldened enough to get on stage with actually unbelievable guests that she got, and I'm hurt I wasn't asked. But I think she's feeling herself a little too much in these testimonials. She's throwing out a lot of girlfriends, and it's really alarming and unsettling. Here she is. You can't really see what she's doing, but at one point, she's dead ass serious, and at one point, she starts shaking her boobies at the end, kind of in this come hither, all of this about JOVANI. So let's take a listen.
What? Is there something wrong? I hear Dorinda yelling out, oh yeah, that's another JOVANI number. Yeah, you gave me a showroom to go to, and the dresses fit me like a glove. Don't throw your jealous energy up here on stage with me. No, girlfriend. I got this. Wow, of course.
That is amazing. I was blown away by that testimonial, blown away by the entire episode. Carol is such a shit stirrer. She had no intention of leaving this show whatsoever. Like the minute Ramona comes over, she's like trying to tell Ramona what happened, but Ramona didn't even care to hear at the after party. And when Carol just callously got up between Ramona and Bethany, when Ramona was just acting like my toddler and screaming out of nowhere at Bethany, no doubt the way I would go up to Lorne Michaels, the final episode of a season, and kind of like try to show him I was a great cast member. That to me was what Ramona did when she accosted Bethany last minute, like, keep me on the show. But then Carol's like, I can't deal with this, as though something so traumatic and tragic was happening to her. Guys, Carol, let her go. Let her go. I'll tell you what, she has announced, however, that she has 7 summers in her. And many of you have asked for your money back for the Carol's Last Summer t-shirt. And to that, much like the Housewives, we do not give refunds whatsoever for any reason. Speaking of Housewives and publicizing things, briefly, I want to announce that, look, I'm on summer break and I whipped up a t-shirt of my own right now that, yes, I am selling, and it is available immediately. I, along with Danielle, have done what I think is some amazing design work, very eye-catching colors and very fun. And we have t-shirts that simply say JOVANI exclamation point, and they're on sale at TeePublic, and our store is called Bitch Sesh. I'm feeling less and less brazen selling things, but I needed it and I needed that t-shirt. And our dear friend Lauren Kahn, friend of the show, just emailed and said, you guys need t-shirts. And next thing I know, they're on our website and they really, really make me laugh, actually. Oh my God. Okay. Guys, I just want to say two more quick things. I want to just quickly get into Dallas while I'm here. Again, you know, my kids are waiting for me. I honestly only saw half of Dallas because I wanted the time to relish in the rest of it tonight, like after the day is kind of gone to bed for myself, because I found it so amazing. Dallas is, and I hate when people say other people or things are bringing it, but Dallas is really bringing it. I'm just going to give some quick stray thoughts. Very upset and bored by Leanne's tagline, her new tagline, "You don't mess with Texas." You don't, oh no, I'm sorry, I gave it the wrong inflection. You don't mess with Texas and you don't mess with me. Boo. I have such disdain for Carrie and her husband. And before you all say, we love Carrie. Do you? Seeing the two of them get into her Porsche with their kid and be like, look at mommy's new car, a Porsche. And she actually seems really bored by it. Like she would trade a Porsche for a husband who wasn't at the roundup. And maybe she knows the boys who did it. No, it's just that kind of thing with wealth where it's like, yeah, I have a new car. Like it's not penetrating my soul or happiness level at all. And they're trying to like get their kid jazzed up about their car, her new Porsche. And this is coming from a woman who on my son's first day of preschool, my husband and I dropped him off, and mind you, this scene on Dallas made me sick. And yet at my son's first day of preschool, he's crying and we have to leave. And we said, I said, Daddy's going to pick you up. We're coming back. Daddy's going to pick you up at the end of the day. And he just turns around and yells in front of everyone in the classroom, Daddy, which Mercedes you going to pick me up in? There's certain moments that you don't want captured on film or honestly in anyone's eardrums because they're too upsetting and embarrassing. I hate myself. I really do. I hate who I've become. Crying hysterically at Brandy, bringing home baby Bruin. I love this baby. I love all of this. It's so beautiful. And now I'm like, I guess I'm adopting too because it was such a beautiful scene. I loved it. Sugar, her dog, needs to go, unfortunately. I don't want that dog barking like that in front of a 2-month-old baby. Please. Sugar. I don't mean Sugar needs to go the way of Kingsley, but Sugar needs to be passed along to someone. I will say Luann is rocking a new look this season, which is statement earrings. And she's always sort of done it, but she's kicked it up a notch, much like Luann's statement necklaces. There she is. But here we are again this season. We're watching Leanne struggle against herself, her struggle against anger. And it's the best foe. It's the best storyline. Obviously, I relate to it. But it's like the toughest addiction storyline we've ever seen. And it makes me so happy seeing her sitting there. And here's Dee, and I could not remember Dee's daughter's name. Of course, I remember Dee. And I think that's the very reason Dee has taken back the keys to her algae business. Her daughter's name I remembered is Deandra. And I feel like Deandra is Tinsley, Dale is Dee. And maybe I'll warm, to Deandra like I have Tinsley. But I kind of want to say, hot on the heels of June Diane's kind of rant/manicure about inherited wealth, I want to say, Deandra, get a fucking job, okay? Your mom's job is not your job. Get a job. Sorry to say it, but why are you crying? Your mommy won't give you her business that she worked hard for. Get a job, okay? I have to say I'm so upset. Court, Cam's husband, is such a monster, and I'm not saying she's much better because they named their child Hilton, but I have to say Court is so disgusting. He's like, the only way I'm going to let you finish Sparkle dog food, expand that company is if it starts making more money. Otherwise, you should be here at the house spending time with the kids. It can't take you away from our kids if you're not making any money. He's a monster. He's disgusting. He's he actually takes a poll with his children. He goes, who wants mommy around the house more? And he raises his hand in front of his kids. I feel so badly for her. It's disgusting. But also, she should have gone ahead and gotten her master's and not let his family's look mean she couldn't get her master's in textiles. I don't know. He makes me just insane. I love seeing Rich in an eye patch. Things are going great in Dallas, guys. Get into it. Get on it. Guys, in Potomac, I'm just seeing some news. Candace has married that gross goatee. She's married now. There's so much news happening. Oh, God. Guys. R.I.P. Dennis. Seriously. I took it so hard. I really, really liked Dennis, and I'm running into many of you, you're saying the same. It's odd. It's not odd to take something hard, but I really liked him, and I was actually really hopeful about his future with Bethany, and that's my most heartfelt RIP and condolences. That was really, really, really sad, I have to say. And then here comes rapid emotional change. Here comes Jason fucking Hoppy, that disgusting creature who suddenly was in a bitter custody battle today. Somehow he and Bethany found themselves in court, and he's like, Bethany has poor judgment because of Dennis's death due to prescription medications. This is Bethany's fault, and she's got poor judgment for hanging around someone with an addiction. It's all such a reach and so disgusting. I feel so badly for Bethany. I really do. Like, she's in a horrible custody battle, and then she has this piece of garbage nitpicking every single thing she does. He said she appeared drunk on the show. She was drinking water at the bar. And who cares if she's drunk, actually? Like, all of it is so desperate and disgusting. And I really, 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 really hate Jason. And I'm scared of him. Please, no tagging. Speaking of no tagging, I want to leave you all with this. You know, I mentioned on the tour shows, and I think I mentioned it briefly on the last, or maybe it was on the podcast from the tour shows, but as many of you know, I broke my phone before the tour, and all I had was my iPad filled with 2 seasons of Leah Remini's Scientology show called The Aftermath. Now, I know many of you guys have seen this. You've watched it. I heard from people, yeah, I watched that a couple years ago. Well, you know what? As June Diane says, you come to things when you come to them, and I've come to it. Guys, fuck the Church of Scientology. I'm serious. What the fuck is going on? Now, I know we all saw Going Clear. We were disturbed. It was disturbing, but this documentary, what Leah Remini is doing, she's a hero. She's truly on the front lines. She was a victim of this church, as is everyone who's a member. And I actually have a couple very lovely, lovely friends who are in the church who are also victims of this. Their buildings litter my neighborhood. They're separating children from their families. It's the most monstrous organization that Tom Cruise is at the head of, essentially being treated as its deity. And anyone involved is both culpable and a victim, but I cannot believe it is still going on. What's happening? They're forcing children to work in work camps. They're holding people against their will. They're silencing people. And look, you know, I have tweeted celebrities now twice. We all remember I tweeted Kenya, tweeted Catherine Dennis, heard nothing back, and last night was no exception. June Diane and I have become obsessed with the idea that perhaps the Church of Scientology can be dismantled. Basically, the power of numbers could do it, because so many people are, I think, very, very understandably frightened to come forward and say that what's going on is wrong. Especially people who kind of have nothing to do with it, because it is a scary, frightening organization. And here we are, guys, the two of us raising our voices and hoping the rest of you will, no tagging, and please don't implicate us in this, as I'm terrified of them, and they have infiltrated my neighborhood. And I don't know what they're going to do, but they retaliate, and they retaliate hard, but that's what makes them so evil and something that we all need to stand up against. Please watch Leah Remini's show. She's an absolute hero, and I've become completely obsessed with her. And I'm also going back through King of Queens. So I'm all over the map with Leah and loving her and every single platform and everything she attempts. Also listen to her audiobook, in which she details leaving the church essentially over the fact that she tried to add Jennifer Lopez to her table at Katie Holmes' wedding and was basically kicked out of a church she had given 30 years and $900 million to. It's very, very wild. But anyway, guys, I'm wrapping this up. But Greg Bennett pointed out I've tweeted 2 celebrities, and finally I tweeted someone else yesterday, and it said simply, "Hey, at Tom Cruise, how are you? The organization you are king of is committing human rights violations. Also, it's a pyramid scheme, boo. Guys, this came hot on the heels of June Diane binging the entire series and simply tweeting, "Where is Shelley?" in all caps. And then finally, Sea Org kids are separated from their parents, not in accredited schools, and are vulnerable to abuse. At Tom Cruise, what's good? We're scared, but we're trying to raise our voices and what small and or, as my dad would say, large, vast amounts of power. It's not right, guys. It's not right. So that's what I'm up to. Everyone should watch that show. I think that's really all I have. Yes, I've come to it late, as I came to REM and The Sopranos just recently, but that's what I have to say. It's absolutely wrong. Sorry to be a downer. Everybody, our bonus episode with Jessie Klein was released into our regular feed yesterday. It's so great. Jessie Klein is one of my dearest friends, and she's a treasure and a light. And she's got a lot to say about The Bachelor. You know, she's representing a different side of us. As one of you tweeted, there's dog people, there's cat people. Dog people are Housewives fans, cat people are Bravo fans. Many of you may not agree. And Dorinda, as I've always said, is a Christmas fan. Laughing at my own thoughts, guys. I don't think I have anything else. JOVANI t-shirts available at TeePublic under Bitch Sesh. Our bonus episode with Jessie Klein, who has the most amazing book, You'll Grow Out of It. That's up right now. Hashtag inherited wealth. Have a great summer. I hope, if anything too breaking happens at the reunion, you'll hear from one of us. Big love. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Do you guys like my new dress? Dresses fit me like a glove. Life is a cabaret. No, girlfriend. I got this.
Raised by TV is back on Earwolf this week for Season 3. Season 3 coming at you live and free every Wednesday. The season premiere is already out. We talk Saved by the Bell with Saved by the Bell expert and comedian April Richardson. We go through Paul F. Tompkins' IMDb. We talk to Mary Holland about Survivor. We have Grey Griffin, the voice of Nova from Heroes of the Storm, or more importantly, Azula. You know who she is, a voice legend. Anders Holm from Workaholics. We sing some 90s jams with Matt and Bowen from Las Culturistas. We've got a lot of great episodes coming out, is what I'm saying. Every Wednesday. If you're a Stitcher Premium subscriber, you start binging right now. Listen to Raised by TV now and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. Gabrus out!